the scene of the, when he wasn't celebrated, and the cake, when he's poking the cake.
And then he puts it on the, that's my favorite
And then
scene, by
like,
the way.
I was like,
scene.
this
that's the
is
real
the
Jonasi.
yes.
That's the real him.
He finds something perfect and he destroys it. He spoils it. He stains it.
Whether
he taints
it's clean
it.
or dirty, he will still eat it because guess what? He doesn't mind eating off the floor. So what does that say about the women in this?
If he's eating off the floor, they're also eating off the floor with him. I looked at that scene, I was like, this is literally me in a literature class. Literature and sociology.
Yeah.
Yo.
And I think also we forget how much Jonasi has no self-love as well.
He has none.
Because I feel like his birthday is the perfect depiction of just us seeing how much. By the way, we think Jonasi had the power, but these women had the power because he was just feeding off their energy.
Power. The fact that that cake thing, it actually scared me.
My name is Miss Bana.
You can call me Musinare.
And we are Lowkey Loud.
What? Hi everyone. Lowkey Loud. So I started with hi everyone and then anyways, finally.
People thought we had forgotten our YouTube password.
Right. First of all, how have you been?
How have I been?
Yeah.
Up and down.
2026.
It's a unique year.
I want the year to wrap it up.
What do you mean we're in July? Like we are going to July. The year started yesterday.
Do you know what's surprising? I want it to go faster so that it's done. So I feel like I want the year to rush and be over with it. Maybe my starting wasn't that exciting and I had so much hope for this year. That's the crazy part.
Me too. Like this year I said it was my year, but I was serious. You know those things how we joke every beginning of year. This year I really wanted it to be my year, but I've already given up.
It's not being my year like from Feb.
Yeah,
from
but
like Feb.
You're the one who was telling me when I told you how I was feeling, then you were like, but you can start your year now. It can still be your year. But
honestly, I feel like we usually, most of us write ourselves off when the year gets to like middle June, like, oh my god, the months left. So I don't know, we don't need to give ourselves that pressure. Like we have set targets and goals and all of that stuff, but things are not going to go how you've set them in your head. Things are changing, especially if you're an African and things in this country are happening and all of that stuff. So let me see, how have I been? Life has been lifing, to be honest. Life has been lifing. Work, career, it's been like that thing where you're fighting depressive episodes, where you have to show up, while you have to show up for the people in your life, while you also have to figure out where you're going, what the journey is going to look like for you, while you also have to stay glued to God because you cannot do this life thing without God. Like it's a whole bunch of stuff. So anywho, that's basically. Also, we need to apologize for taking long to release an episode because, like we said,
we did shoot an episode. So you guys just didn't see.
It's something happened with it, and we said, "No, we're not gonna put this out." So at least we're back. We're back on our mojo, and we're trying to,
But we really want to be back with a role. Like we want to give you these 2 episodes every month, like we said, or even more. Like we are really. Bana said she's on summer break, so
guys, I'm using this break to make sure that I get back to creating as much as I can in all my other aspects of being a creative and all of that. So I'm trying to write again, guys. I feel like the writing juices
are they're
coming slowly but slowly. So soon you'll be getting some romance, because I like writing about romance, yet I'm not even engaged in it.
Me too though. I love, but if it doesn't love us back,
I'll be writing from outside of the club. Anyways, the thing that caught my attention, I think there's more than one, honestly. Of course, we know the whole media circus going on. I don't want to get into it right now because I might get too angry and they might
But also the drone might pick you.
Fact. But it's not a laughing situation, by the way. Things in this country are not moving.
I know we laugh and move on,
but like in truth, there's nothing funny. But the second one is going to be, you know how we're always on social media, women and men are always saying how men are bad people, women are bad people, we hate each other, all of that stuff. The number of kwanjulas and kushinjiras and kugambob jennies and the weddings I have seen between June and now are
I think we're in
crazy.
wedding season,
Like,
actually.
we
Are
must
we?
be. We must be in
Because I'm
wedding
sure just
season.
between us right now, we could be in like 20 wedding groups. Just between us right
Yo,
now.
and
So
it's-
imagine.
And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, so if we hate each other on social media, what's happening on ground?
But we are marrying each other.
We're marrying each other because most of people are not marrying fellow men.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they find out
Of
that
course
they
there
like
are
men
the
from
few.
there.
Yeah.
But like most of them are marrying they're marrying men,
Yeah.
women and men are marrying each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
So
What is
what
the
happens
hate?
here? Eh? Men
Yeah.
are bad people. F the men. Da, 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 da. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I vow to love you, and
Yeah.
this is what I'm seeing. Yeah?
But it's that thing, you've seen that trend of like, guys, don't trust a man. That she's wearing her dress. Guys,
feel
I'm
like
just
I'll be
wearing
that.
these things to the village.
I will be those people.
I feel that those women on the internet who are hating men, on Saturday they are going for their
They're like,
child.
when I get my baby has said.
You've also seen that
I feel like
me
I'll be
after
those
abusing
people.
men on the internet.
I'll
Hi,
feel like
babe.
I feel like I'm those people. Unfortunately, I am.
Yeah.
But me, genuinely, I don't want to say I hate men. I just
Yeah.
find some of the things they do questionable.
Yes.
But also, I'm also learning that we have to hold ourselves as women accountable. Because some of the things we women tolerate, yeah, the cause of this problem.
After we are coming.
We are coming
To
to it because everything I'm saying has a connection to my moment.
Yeah.
Like, so, for me, it's that. I already mentioned the first one, but like I keep seeing all these. We are going to pluck a flower. These flowers you're plucking, be saying they hate you. So like,
Dad no go on binge.
I was telling someone that part where you have to tell your people that this is the person you've chosen. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm going to hire someone for that part.
It's such a like you strong soldier of
Right.
ours you've given in.
Like,
It's such a surrender
This is
moment.
the person I have chosen in all the men.
He's the man I've decided will embarrass me. He has the opportunity. He's the man I've given the opportunity
But
to
me,
embarrass
I want to be
me.
embarrassed. Do
Yeah.
one thing to embarrass me, I'm going back home.
I'm going
I'm
home.
loved at home like mad. So
Me, I'm not loved at home, but
okay,
I'll
you
go.
know what?
I'll still go. By the way, speaking of that, my favorite meme is this like me, I'll live on the wedding day in the gown. I keep
Proper.
going back to that.
If I
meme.
find something
I'll leave.
that is reason enough for me
Yeah.
to leave,
I don't care if the
Even
Nico guys
if-
have already set up.
I don't care. Even if you're shouting at me on that day,
Yeah.
mkwano, wherever. I know people say, oh my God, sometimes you can shout. Like, yes, you can raise your
Yeah.
voice, but there is that shouting that has undertones of abuse. I also feel like there are some people who stay in certain things because they want the wedding, not the marriage.
Of course, we've
They
been
want the
dreaming
whole,
about this.
they want
since
that
we
I
were
want to
5.
wear this dress, and I've actually not been dreaming about my wedding since I was a child. I used to think about money, career.
Yeah, it's really about
Great.
the wedding. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
most
guys, do you even know
unfortunately,
what's going to happen the next day after the
most
wedding?
young women are conditioned to think. Oh, I mean, it's a big day, yes. I'm not taking that away from people. Like, don't
Yeah.
have expectations, celebrate it. But like, it can be the only pivotal moment in your life. It can be because it changes a lot, but it's not the
Yeah.
thing you should just. I'm looking forward to only this. That you don't have anything else that you identify yourself. Sorry,
Yeah.
like identify yourself with, and it's like, if I'm not a wife,
Who am I?
if I don't get married, if I don't have a wedding, that kind of thing.
That's so funny. I
Yeah.
remember, I think I have a friend and we were talking together and I realized that she's in the, there's the way we've made the wedding day so climatic. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
climax. It is it.
No wonder
And
people
then
be
after
doing
it
too much and then
happens,
they enter marriages
people
with
feel
date.
lost. No, also that people feel lost. Like after the wedding, if I'm not the mugole, who am I?
Like there's so
I've
much to
spent
you.
months planning to be this
Yeah.
thing on this day, and we shall walk down like this. We shall dance the waltz here.
All
So
I know-
after, I think the quiet that comes with like, okay, now we are married. Now everyone else
You
has
actually
gone
have to
back
live
their-
with this person.
and then it's like, oh, you have to sit in the silence and the loneliness.
Well,
Yeah.
this is why it's important to marry a person who you love, and love goes beyond fickle feelings and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. But you know what? Shall go into that topic another time.
Yeah.
Our topic today is the polygamist. For those of you that have watched, I'm sure you have different conversations that
Yeah.
you have with your people, yourself,
Yeah.
and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And of
Yeah.
course, the yappers that we are, we're like, you know what? We actually want to talk about the polygamist.
Yeah.
The polygamist.
Miss-
Jonasi.
Ooh.
Jonasi Gomorrah.
Ooh, that
So-
name must be the most talked about name on earth.
But
right
that's a
now,
good thing.
literally.
From the artist's point of view, it's a good thing that people are
Yeah.
talking about the show. Whether they have negative reviews or positive, it's a good thing that people are talking about
Yes,
it.
yes, yes.
So we
Also,
have, yeah.
I think
correct.
even before we go into it, I think it's a success for Africa. Like I think
Right?
this is like the first
Yeah.
African show that I have seen everywhere. Like
Like
whether you
spark
like it or you
conversation and
don't,
stuff.
you're talking about it, and that's the purpose of art. Like
Yeah.
that's why we create at the end of the day. It's not that you love us, and even all the people hating Jonasi, you hate him because he did a good job at it.
It's a mirror.
Oh.
It's a mirror.
Ooh, and people don't. want to
Jonasi
see
is a
that.
normal Ugandan man somewhere.
He's
Jonasi is a
moving
normal
around.
African
In fact,
man.
He's about to have lunch right
Jonasi
now.
is some of people's husbands and fathers. Like
Yeah.
they've grown this.
Yeah.
I think for
And
some people
some
it was
mothers.
like this exactly. And some mothers,
Yeah,
facts.
some
Dead
people
bitch
have
ma-
mums who are Jonasis themselves.
Facts.
It's not
So it's like
gender-based.
you've seen this, you've lived it, and then having to watch it in somebody else's lens.
And
That's-
then you
that's
just
a-
get triggered.
Exactly. I think me, I went from being triggered to I was psychoanalyzing everybody because I
Yeah.
teach sociology, so it's like I was in class. Like,
We
oh,
were
this-
all those 22 episodes. I was
in
sat
class.
and I was in class.
I'm like, so yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, that brings me to our first impressions.
yeah.
What was your biggest takeaway after watching The Polygamist?
Biggest
Can
takeaway,
you even
biggest
summarize
takeaway.
it?
Biggest takeaway.
Because that's huge.
But I think for me, my biggest takeaway, I think, still remains on the role that
Yeah.
we as women play. As much as we can all point our fingers at Jonasi Gomorrah, he did this with this
Clack
one.
it. Clack it.
I think for me, at the end of the day, the biggest lesson
Yeah.
is just that me, myself, as a woman, I have a very big role to play. When this man is making a fool of me, there's something I have done.
There's something that you've
to
done
enable,
to enable it,
make him
yeah.
think that he can treat me like
And
that.
so many of us women actually enable men stuff.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
internalized patriarchy and misogyny. It's like
We are just gatekeeping.
there are things that men do, and it's like, and you hear a babe defend you, and it's like, oh, that's not kawa.
Yeah.
Like-
because she wants the
Oh,
men
they
to
pick
like her.
exactly pick me. Oh, they
pick me,
like
shall
your
come to
friend.
your front.
Yeah. Meanwhile, pick me are rarely picked.
Sad
Pick me
story.
are rarely picked.
Ooh, Matipa. Girl, you get it.
Rarely picked. Anyways, I think my first impression was, first that each of the actors did a good job bringing out these roles, because I can only imagine I've acted before, and stepping into a role, like stripping yourself of this thing you're not,
Yeah.
and then stepping into this other thing that's
whole-
going to be hated by almost everyone. Yeah, I feel like it takes a lot of work
Yeah.
to do that. Some of me, every character did their job in bringing
well.
out this
Yeah.
personality.
So
That was
well.
my first impression, I'd say, really.
Yeah.
Because when I was watching, I was like, okay, so this is the okay, and then the other thing was, I was there thinking, is Jonasi that handsome for all of this to be happening?
With that head, guys.
But
We
like
see
you
the
said,
head.
yeah, most of us women enable stuff. Because you see,
Yeah.
if that's my first impression, that means someone else would say, oh, if the person was handsome, would you let those things
Would you
slide?
let-
I mean, he's not an ugly
Ooh.
man. Let me
'Cause he's not
clear that.
ugly,
Yeah,
but like,
also,
is he all that?
yeah, like
You
I was
guys are
thinking, is
fighting the
he
whole season.
physically, is he
Is
all
he all
that?
that?
Because if it was like, let's say, we already don't like Michael Ealy from Four Colored Girls, right? Because he threw the kids over. But let's say if it was Michael Ealy, people would be like, oh my god, but he's
Yeah,
fine.
but his eyes.
His eyes.
You
You,
know.
get that's the
Yeah.
angle I'm coming from. Yeah. Okay, next one. What surprised you the most? These are all like after just you've just
Oh.
seen it. So what surprised you the most?
Surprised. Maybe shocked. I think for everyone, the SC's revelation is the most shocking. But I think for me, if we're saying surprise,
We start talking about SC, my God.
right. But I think surprise. Honestly, there's nothing new. Like
Yeah.
like this show, I feel like there was nothing really surprising. I think maybe what could have surprised me is the attention after. Like maybe what surprised me is probably how I like that people are coming out. I didn't think people were going to come out.
Yeah.
And like say, my mom is an Essie, or my
Yeah.
dad is a Jonasi,
Or
and
my
like,
mom is a
this
Joyce, or
I thought we were just going to laugh like we usually do. We forget we have our trauma and
then move on.
I think what surprised me is that I think this show has had some actual impact on our society.
Yeah.
And but in terms of what happened on the show, no, there was nothing shocking
There's
about what
nothing
Jonasi
new.
did or there was nothing shocking. There was
Yeah.
nothing new under the sun. But I think in a positive way, I was very pleasantly surprised by the attention,
Like the
and
conversation
the
it's
response.
sparking.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
I'd
about
say
you?
pretty much the same thing. Because like I already said,
Yeah.
Jonasi is somewhere in
We
our
have seen Jonasi before.
in our
In
homes.
all shades.
Exactly,
as short.
uncles, fathers,
We've seen
you
him
get. So
before.
I would say the same thing. I like that it's sparking the good conversations beyond the oh my god,
Yeah.
there's so many sexual scenes or there's so many sexual. I got to a point where I wasn't even bothered by that. Like in my head, I was
Yeah.
thinking, okay, this is happening. People are just weaponizing sex for this. There's an an inadequacy that this man has that he thinks he will get from you get. So
Yeah.
for me, it's been, I like the fact that it's sparking conversations that people are saying, oh,
Yeah.
these are things that live around us. These are situations that we have grown up in. They're impacting us like this.
Yes,
things
like the
that.
comparisons that are being drawn.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it for
Okay.
our society. Because we are a
Next,
society of
right?
denial.
We like living in our
Yeah.
bubbles and yet
Yeah.
things are actually
Real.
happening. Things
It's
that
a
we have
reality
lived.
TV show. The Polygamist, guys, by the way, it's not a series. If you thought it was a series
It's
and it
like
was
it's you
acted,
saying, yeah, this
no.
is my reality.
Yeah, it's
I
a
saw
lot
this
of
and
people's reality.
yeah.
I feel like.
Okay, the next one. Did anyone's opinion? Did your opinion? Let me change that. Did your opinion change while the series was progressing, or was it like the same?
Okay, I feel like first of all, since we're in here talking about
Yeah.
first impressions, I love, by the way, the first scene of that show is very captivating. Like, it's like, okay, he's here, he's dead, but like, what happened? Like, you
were there
really,
thinking,
really
is she a widow?
want to know what happened. Yeah. And I feel like the whole time from that first impression when I
Yeah.
saw Jonasi in the casket, I was like, I knew he was a Jonasi. Like, the impressions I got of him were just exactly like, so I'm not sure.
You know
that
what's funny? I wasn't going to watch it because someone had said, my God, the sexual scenes are too many. And I was like, okay. And I already have a problem with shows overly putting too much sexual scenes and all of that stuff. And I need to correct this. It's not that I have a problem that I can't control my mind. I can very much do that. But I feel like 1, 2, 3, sex, 1, 2, 3. Like I need to see
also, you
other
almost
things.
just
Yeah.
need to imply that they had sex.
Exactly.
You don't need to show us
yeah.
what happened.
So then a part of me said, you know what? Let me actually, because I saw a couple of reviews, and then like 2 of my friends told me, you know, but Bana, I'd like to see the kind of conversations you and I have after you watch it. So I was like, you know what? Let me keep this for when I have my suburb. It's the first thing I watched,
and it's a nice binge.
Right?
It's a very nice swift
I watched
binge.
it in one day.
In
One day. And I was like, I'm
Yeah.
intrigued. I need to know what happens after.
Yeah.
Okay, so does this person character change like this? So you get, so I kept telling myself I need to actually watch this and learn and have conversations for myself first before I have them with other people.
Yeah.
I'd only say like my opinion about certain trauma responses changed. Yeah. Because there are certain things now, like for example, freedom. He was
Bambi had forgotten
yeah.
about
You
freedom.
see, like
Good looking man.
exactly, and you see how you'd forgotten him. He was also forgotten by his mother. You get he was also forgotten by his mom. So like I was looking at each one of them like individuals. I'm like, okay,
And there
so
are so
this
many
has it all.
freedoms.
Also because I have grown up from a relatively loving family. So me, I would say I've grown up with love at home. I still experience
You can't
it.
relate. It's
So when I
far
was saying
from
it
your
in my head, I'm
reality.
like, this is actually hard. Like children, I'm not saying I need to correct this. People always think, oh, if you've grown up in love, you don't have conflict. You don't. No. There's certain
conflict
things.
is normal.
It's
It's
normal. And
normal.
there are things
It's
that
just-
happen and all of that stuff. But I was looking at the polygamist in the sense of like, this is something extra for me.
Yeah.
You get.
It's so far removed from your reality.
So I think that I would say that that's how I looked at it.
Actually, when you explain that, I'm realizing that, you know, when I first saw the first scene,
Yeah.
I was on that boat of like, Jonasi, this man, he's the reason we are. And you know, they show you like, immediately in the first scene, you
Yeah.
realize that all those are his wives. You know, very close cuts
Yeah.
to their face. So I was like, what has this man done to these women? But by the end of the show, I feel like it's like, what have these women let be done to them?
I have to say this before I continue. S is one of the characters I beef the most. I have
I have a
personal
bone to pick with
vendetta with S's character.
Yeah.
Because Celeste really pulled off that character properly. But
Yeah.
Essie,
Ooh,
I felt
but
like
means she did a
entering my
good
skin.
job.
Yeah.
That means she did a good job.
I felt like entering my
Yeah.
skin and just like
She did a good
punching
job
her.
at doing nothing.
Yo.
I,
Hi, bo.
let's go on. We're going to digress.
Let's get into
Is
the
that-
actual
yeah,
questions because
yeah.
that's pretty much on the first
Okay.
impressions.
Alright,
So I have
let's
a
check.
bunch of questions in here. They're all
Good.
focus questions on still the polygamist. Yeah. So our conversation today is just going to be the polygamist, but we want to look at how we create an understanding of patriarchy, victim blaming, the trauma responses, childhood, and all of those
The
things.
unity of
Birth,
family.
the unity of family, family dysfunction,
African culture,
everything
pretending for society.
from these questions. So
Guys.
since I'm the one that started, madam, you're picking the first question. I'd like you to pick the first
No,
question.
until you pick so that I answer.
It's cool.
Yeah, so
It's
that
cool,
I
it's
go
cool,
first.
it's cool. Okay, let me see. Let me pick this one.
Okay.
we're starting off hot.
Eh.
Is polygamy itself the issue, or is it the way power is exercised within some families? I'm going to repeat. Is polygamy itself the issue, or is it the way power is exercised within some families?
I love this question
Yeah.
because I shared a review on my TikTok
Yeah.
and I said that this show is not about polygamy. You know, like the problem is not polygamy. And a lot of people were, and like I said, it's really an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel like even for the show to be, because Jonasi is not a polygamist. In terms of African culture, the way that polygamy worked, first of all, this is just adultery that's being covered up as polygamy, because he first
Absolutely.
cheats from a marriage where he has taken vows, and then after all that has already happened, it's like a cover-up of like, but you know what? Let's bring her in as
Might
a
I
wife.
say it's not even, like you said, it's not exactly polygamy. I think it's
not.
just a lack of control for lust.
Oh, and these women enabling that lack of control
Exactly,
for lust. So for me, I
exactly.
actually think polygamy is not a problem, because I've actually seen examples of people who are happy in a polygamous
Yeah.
like, relationship where like things like consent, respect, like literally there has to be a level of transparency, which Jonasi does not have, because how did remember how Joyce found out about the twins? There was no transparency.
Right. How can he be transparent to the women when he's not transparent with himself?
Yes, because I think a real polygamist, he will come to his first wife like, Bana, my sweet, let us bring in someone else. And even her, Bana, she must accept.
Yeah.
And then they will, like, if this is before he has any sort of relations with this other wife.
Yeah.
And then you'll decide together, how are we going to have his family? Da, da, da. So for me, I don't think polygamy is the problem. As much as me, I would never be up for it. But I don't think that polygamy is the problem in this case. What about you?
It's like a 50-50.
Yeah.
But also, I think like I said, I'm looking towards this man having a problem with lust, being a narcissist, self-obsessed, all of these things. So I think even before he indulges with his women, you know, marries them and all of that stuff, I don't think polygamy is the issue, to be honest. I think it's just that thing of, I want to have a sense of control and power. Already, he has the money. Jonasi has the money. So he knows, I can keep them here because I've built this empire. I have the money. Because that's how he gets Matipa. Matipa thinks,
Of course.
if
Matipa could
I-
never have dated him if he was broke. Excuse me. Another just nugget.
because even, right?
Like, you're not the CEO. I want the real guy.
Thank you. So I really don't think it's a polygamy.
I really hope the
I think
Queens
it's-
were watching Matipa while taking notes.
You
Small
think they will
dig,
listen?
slight
You
dig.
think they will listen? They'll be like, nah, we're going about
Yeah.
that. Like you said, I don't think it's a polygamy thing. Because I mean, polygamy has been there for the longest
Yeah.
time. I mean, we even have people that are trying to go into monogamy when they're actually polygamous at heart. So I really think it's
Yeah.
just the way power is that. Because we've seen families where they could swear that they are monogamous, but either the husband or the wife, they're both adulterers.
Just in church.
You
It's
get just in church, so and so
Yeah.
married. But
I would actually rather transparent.
yeah, like, you know what, I'd rather this man tells
me?
you from the start, me as me, I like multiple women. All
Actually,
this
these are
woman tells you,
conversations, by the way, as
people
we are
need to
dating
have,
men,
yeah.
you better ask. Like, we
You
need to
better have
find
these
out.
conversations.
A few years from now, are you the kind of man who is one woman enough for you?
You feel like you need to. What's that
need
song of Abdullah Ngenda Kusiba farm? You feel
Hey,
like
or do you need
you
a
want
farm?
to kusiba a farm, or you know, like that kind of
Like,
thing.
let me know at the beginning, so that I know what I'm entering into. Also, me, I mentally prepare myself. Like, you know what?
I'm
My
entering
man will have
this.
other women.
Yeah, but there's going to be other wives after.
Yeah.
You see, that's
Yeah.
why now, like, let's say for Muslims, that the little knowledge I have about their religion is that you go to become someone's wife, some Hajj's wife,
Yeah.
when you know the person can have more than
Yes, so
one. Maybe
it's
if they
already
make
in
that
your-
decision, them as a Muslim, and they're like, you know what, I don't want to practice it.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, because there are some who say, you know
Yeah.
what, my religion allows me to have more than one, but
Yeah.
I would like to have one. Maybe that. But if you go knowing that
Yeah.
this man is an Abdallah, or you know, a Muhammad or something,
Yeah.
you have to know, okay, this is like, I already know your religion allows you to have
Yeah.
more than one woman. Is this
Yeah.
something you want for yourself? Is this something you're going to fulfill? How is that going to be? Don't just enter blindly. Blind in love.
Can we also have arrangements, and can we sign agreements at the beginning of the marriage? You will not
At
marry
beginning
another wife
arranged
you've
marriage.
accepted like me, I'm at this point where when we are getting into this thing,
Yeah.
can we actually have a memorandum of understanding?
Yeah,
Like, this is how we shall operate.
Not remember as if 1900
It's giving, you have to be serious because these days.
Anyway, no, I feel like people
But
don't
yeah.
want to have like the critical conversation.
But you see, it's like the same thing with when it comes to like money and
Yeah.
people never want to have those conversations because when you're getting married, you're excited. We've talked about the excitement of
Yeah.
a wedding day, so you don't want to have those two serious conversations. But yet,
Like,
this
I
thing
don't
you're
want this
going
one-
into, bro,
it's for life.
It's very serious.
It's
this thing.
permanent.
When you're signing there at church and your mother is there smiling, this thing is serious. Don't just
Like, you
be there
have-
taking pictures.
I think also maybe it's the, you see how we have all these questions like, okay, I'm going to get married, the eventualities and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. I think I don't want to take it from other people, but I feel like being firstborn does this to you because you become overly critical.
Why
Overly,
do you
like,
think
okay,
I
now I'm
want an
getting.
MOU before I get married?
Like you're thinking, okay, now if I get married, things go down the road. Do we have an investment plan? Okay, kids. I think because I've seen this is so common with more firstborn children
Yeah.
than it is with other. I don't know if that makes
I
sense.
think so. Yeah.
Why? Like there's that thing
We
of
think
you've
about
always
what will
held
happen when this happens.
exactly.
And if this doesn't happen, what shall we do?
Like
Then
I
what?
need to have a plan A, plan B, plan
Up
C,
to
plan
Z.
D, plan.
Yeah. And that, I think Joyce was a firstborn. Anyway,
Right.
because
There is no way she was there entertaining all that rubbish. Next
but yeah,
question.
yeah.
Next question.
Next
I'd like that
question.
you pick this
Oh,
one since
yes,
I picked the
yes,
first
yes,
one.
yes. Whew, okay. Let's get right into it, I guess. So, can someone be both a victim and an enabler at the same time?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Joyce was a victim and an
Yeah.
enabler.
Yeah.
SC was a victim but mostly an enabler.
Yeah.
Keyword mostly. I need people to pay attention to my words. Matipa was a victim,
Yeah.
an enabler,
And an opportunist.
an opportunist, and she's also dumb. Because she
Yeah.
could have stayed with Gesh.
Honestly, I think getting married for a pregnant man is a bit dumb. It's one. I think
Getting
I
pregnant
put
for-
it's
yeah, yeah.
under my list of dumb things
Dumb.
you can do.
Okay, the other one. Lindani was definitely a victim. I can't call her an enabler. I
Yeah,
think
not so much.
I'll call her a victim, but then
Because also of the wives, she's the only one who was a child.
she was conditioned and groomed.
Groomed. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because she was conditioned
you.
from, I mean, you see that she didn't come from a well-off family.
Yes.
And her mom also puts her in this space of having to become a, I think, was it a waitress? Like
yeah,
be
yeah,
in
yeah.
a bus
And of course
setting and all of that stuff.
men drinking
And then she's been
alcohol
told, dress up like this, you know, to get the attention, we get more tips and all that stuff. So
Yep.
it's like, she makes that her whole identity.
This is the system this is how she's been trained. She's
Exactly.
just trying
That's
to
what I'm
get the
saying.
best.
She's conditioned and
Yeah,
groomed because
for sure.
Jonasi had no business with Lindani. That was like her child. Let me see. Victim and enabler. Is there anyone I'm
skipping out. I guess the kids, we can say like
freedom?
kids. I think all the kids
Freedom.
feel like victims.
All the children
The
would fall
children?
under victims, of
Yeah,
course.
Same for me. Same for me.
I'm looking at all the others. Was Magesh an enabler? Yes.
Yeah. Whoa, he's not even a victim at all. I don't
Yeah.
know if Magesh he is a victim in some way, of course, but
He's a victim of
I think he had a
circumstance.
lot of choices to make. Like he could have just had a job.
Yeah, but
Like,
he
he
decided, you
could
know what,
have
since
just
I'm
had a
getting all
job.
these benefits from my brother or through
He's
my
actually
brother.
very lazy.
Yeah.
That's the
So
word.
I mean, he spoke up late. So we would
Too
say he's an
late,
enabler.
Too late.
Is freedom a victim? Yes, as a child.
Yes,
Is
yeah.
he as an enabler? I think
Yeah.
I wouldn't call up freedom an enabler. I think he's just a victim who uses that victim mentality as trauma responses. Let me put it like that. Yeah.
Interesting. No, I think I agree on a
Yeah.
lot of parts, and I think for me, I feel like yes, as much as you start out as a victim, for
Yeah.
most of them, like even for Joyce, like she didn't choose to be with a man who lied to her and what. But I
But
feel like
Jonasi. Let me first. Yo.
I'm sure that he keeps biting his tongue wherever Jonasi is. Every
Yeah.
second, I think his tongue has fallen out.
Because yo.
At this
Yo.
point. Yeah. So for me, I feel like there is that transition. Like as much as all the wives started
Yeah.
off as victims, then you kind of get to that point where do you want to survive or you want to stay here and enable?
Yeah.
And so I think when you sit down and weigh those options, and a lot of them decided to enable because they were benefiting, whether it was
They also
his
had,
money,
not like Joyce,
his-
she had hope that he would change. Because you know how there's a I don't remember the episode, but she asked
hope can build a mountain.
It can build Bambi. She's the real Bob the Builder. she asked him, when did you stop loving me? I can't remember the episode, but I know when all those things were happening, she kept asking him, when did you stop loving me?
But she was
and
in
it's like,
shock.
yeah, and it's like, at what point does someone wake up and they're like, you know what, I've stopped loving you? That's it's like the concept of I've outgrown loving someone. When do you get to that point? When do you wake up and you're like, okay, you know what, Tina, I've loved you for 20 years and now I've
Today
stopped.
I just don't. And
Have you been just tolerating the person? I always, like every time I hear that thing, like,
it's
question.
almost like, have you been like this and I just had not seen you?
Did I do you have to wait?
From
Do you have to wait for something to be done by me for you to stop loving me? It's a very complex thing.
Yeah. And I think Joyce's, like, for me, even as those adults, the women, if I'm calling them victims, for me, she comes first because she's the one who was the wife, and even the shock of the information. You see, Matipa knew what she was going into.
She knew this man was
what
married.
was happening. But the blind side, you know what being blindsided does to you? And
Yes,
we
it
see the way
pissed me,
Joyce
man.
reacts.
Pissed
By
me
the way,
off.
Joyce goes through those stages. Like, we see her go in actual shock, where she's actually just shocked. Then we
first-
see her be in denial.
I deny you.
Like-
Then she's like, you know what, let me accept that this has happened. Let me as if accept.
Yeah.
Then I
The
don't
whole
accept
time,
again.
Actually, for a lot of episodes, she's just processing this. Then the twins come through. Then she's still processing. Then
By the
AC
way,
comes
twins,
through.
me
But
as
can
mashed.
you imagine the mental toil what that can do to you? Then
Me,
then
I'd leave,
guys,
man.
no, like
Me, I'd
Joyce's
leave.
mental capacity.
I can't be a Joyce.
The therapist of
But you know
Joyce
the funny
right
thing
now.
is, most of us, like when you watch, if you watch this series with the mentality that, oh my god, me, I can't be this person,
it
you will
can
be
never be me,
surprised.
gang.
You will
It will be you tomorrow, sweetie.
Everyone is capable of being a Joyce.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure you have self-worth
Very easy.
enough for you to
Yeah.
stand up and leave at the first.
Yeah.
But everyone can be a Joyce. Everyone can be an essay. Heck, everyone has probably been those things. Oh, we have people that have been an essay, a Lindani, a Sarah.
The
So
Matipas are now. We are
That-
swimming and overflowing
those ones are
with
many.
Matipas.
Of like, let me just get pregnant for him. He'll marry me. Yo.
A lot of women, and me, I just hope that the Kampala women who feel like, you know what, me, even if he's married, maybe he's not happy. Who are,
Yeah.
like, he's married though. Like, let
Let
still
him
associate. Like,
me-
the moment you find out a man is married, please, for your own self-respect, just
But you know, some people actually like married men.
Yeah.
Like they can't
because
be
they don't
attracted.
want the full thing. They want just when you want to. Because you know you would never handle. It's something I was talking about.
Yeah.
Matipa thought she could handle the fire in Joyce's
She
kitchen.
could.
No,
She
sweetie.
could get the laugh from
She
Jonasi.
thought she could come
The
and just
quality
harvest
time.
after Essie and Joyce have
All
put
the-
in and invested. Now for her, she came to just harvest it. And this is what the slay queens in Kampala, I think they're doing. Like, these are men that have been built by women. There are women who have built these men that you guys are
Yeah.
just coming to. But you know what?
Like,
Let
yeah,
me come and
soft
harvest
life.
and so
What?
rip over. I'm
It's
telling
so
you.
you're saying harvest and so
I'm
at the
telling you,
same
because
time.
for me, Matipa was the biggest loser in that game.
Me, she could have. By the way,
And
if
she could
wanted,
have won a lot.
She could have, because she could have stayed
She
with
could have
Gesh.
just come
Gesh
and-
was not a married man at the time. She could have gotten the money.
She could have even come.
If
Even
that was-
Jonasi, she could have just gotten what
The
she
money
wanted
and go.
left.
But then you
But
said
sweetie, you wanted.
you
thought,
caught feelings. You
But
caught
I loved it.
feelings. I was like, how do you even love Jonasi?
How would you fall in love with a man who is married?
First of all, you
So,
you met him at a
she
time when
knew.
he had left his
At
home.
least Joyce, I can feel sorry and be like, at least Joyce fell in love with the deception of what she thought
Thought she-
Jonasi
yeah,
was.
yeah.
But Matipa fell in love with who he really is.
Next
Guys, next Kuanga.
Wow, the polygamist. Does culture sometimes become an excuse for behavior that causes harm?
Where is the yes? Where can I find a yes? Yes. Yeah, because for me that's my thing. Do you know the number of times that Jonasi keeps saying, I'm an African man? Every time that, like, yes, I can marry multiple wives. Guys, being an African man is not an excuse to be.
It's like when a man
You
cheats
know?
on you and then he tells you, but I'm a man, my needs have to be met.
But you didn't know you were a man when you were
And then they
deciding
get
to come
surprised
into
when
this
women cheat
monogamous
on them
relationship.
back. Bruh, nah.
Yeah, no.
Of course.
I think
Of
culture was
course.
weaponized a lot. Again, it's that same conversation of polygamy, yet even that polygamy that he's fronting
Yeah.
is not the real polygamy. Because if we sat down with an ancestor or someone from back then, they
Yeah.
would explain things
There are
differently.
people that have like great grandfathers who
Yeah.
actually had
many
like
wives.
7 wives. multiple children, they cared. Of course, the love cannot be the same.
Yes,
That
of
is
course,
the
the
truth.
women will fight. They'll
Yeah,
have
they'll
some
fight. They'll
wrangles,
have.
we
They'll.
are not. Yeah, that's okay.
The way human beings are structured, most of us are selfish in nature.
Yeah.
We want, of course, some people are more selfish than others, but most
Yeah.
of us have an aspect of selfishness.
Yeah.
If I'm in a marriage, of course, I want the man for myself. The man wants the
Yeah.
woman for themselves. So ideally, if we're going to have to share this man, it's going to be a push and pull kind of thing.
yeah.
You get, but
Yeah.
but then if you're looking at the actual way most people have had their fathers and grandfathers be polygamous, it's like you walk into this knowing
What you're
you
going
get. It's
for,
not that thing
because-
of
Yeah.
Also, sometimes polygamy starts as cheating though. I've heard of stories where someone walks out, they get
and
someone
then
pregnant, then they come and tell. Okay, the difference here is with Jonasi, he did not come and sit down the madam and tell him, so Joyce, I walked out on you,
This is
and
what
then
happened.
and then children came and I want no, it
Because I think
wasn't.
actually the things Jonasi does, there's not a big shock, but the lies and the way
He's such a liar.
it's like, come on, did
And
you
then-
really think I want to know you made someone pregnant with twins? You really thought I wouldn't find
and
out?
then he comes and gives them flowers.
As for the flowers he was giving to Matipa, guys, I hope
Like-
you guys who love flowers, I hope you so. I hope you
Chocolate
so.
red rose, I beef red roses, but
I
to
hope
each
you
their
so.
own,
No,
to
because
each
men
their
have
own.
understood the things that manipulate us. They know how to
Yeah.
manipulate us. They
And
know.
he knew with Matipa, flowers.
With Lindani, the shopping cart.
Yeah, the
He
card.
knew what to do.
Materialistic stuff.
with Joyce, the kids.
Not even the kids,
Ooh.
the whole, you know,
The
'cause Joyce was
family.
the family thing,
Remember,
but
she was
also
an influencer as well.
that's what I was gonna
Her-
say. Like
her
the whole thing of being
reputation was
exactly. That's the word I was
everything.
looking for.
Actually, no wonder. I think even when Matipa, that's why Matipa knew that was the way to get to Joyce. Remember when she posted the picture with the twins?
Yeah, yeah,
she
yeah,
knew
yeah.
this is like the way to get to Joyce was to get, and rightfully so, because if I'm an influencer, she has
So with
worked
Essie,
hard.
what do we call it? Sex.
With Essie, I think
Because
it
Essie was
just
getting
not
the
to do.
crumbs.
Crumbs.
Like she was not recognized.
I think
she
Essie
was
has
kept
no,
in
I
the
don't think Essie
shadows.
loved herself. I don't
Of
think
course
she loved
not.
herself. Oh, if
And
they all didn't love herself, she didn't
I
love
don't
herself
think
the
so.
most.
Do you feel like Jonasi, in all of these women, do you feel
Yeah.
like Jonasi loved or tried to love Joyce? Do you think that's the one woman that he said, okay, I
But
actually
her
love?
dad, the power play that her dad had on that, is
Yeah.
that love or he's using
That's why I
his
said,
head?
do you think it was just a thing of playing gimmicks, get
No.
this like
Me,
build
I
an
feel
empire and all of
like
that stuff?
If he was to even love any of them,
Yeah.
I would actually think he might love none of them for real, for real.
Of course,
But
that's not the definition of love.
It's
But we
really
look
not.
at how bad the bar is. Okay, who do you think was as if trying to get something?
in terms of trying, I think Joyce got the most.
Yeah,
That's
correct.
just because, of course, she's the woman. She's the
She's the
she
one
had
that
the
everyone
most to get,
recognized,
but I
yeah.
can't say he loves her because it was really a big power play. Like
Yeah.
that, her dad being the investor and all that. I think so. I'm not even sure that he ever loved her. I wonder if from the beginning this was his goal. So for me, when it comes to him loving anyone, I
Yeah.
think Essie. The reason why I say that, even though he had the worst way of showing it,
Yeah.
I think it's because he kept going back, first of all, but also does he keep going back because he knows she's always going to be there?
It's because she enabled his
Good.
shenanigans. Yeah.
So I think for me the reason I just feel like there could have been something. I think it's because their love story was the most like.
And the other thing is
It
that
was
she
really a real
knew,
one.
even them, the way they started, she knew
Essie
this
is
man
like
was,
that. You know when you get a real one, like Essie's a ride or die.
he's an understanding
She's-
girlfriend.
understanding level pro max, understanding girlfriend.
Even
pro,
me, I
pro.
can't be that understanding.
So me,
yeah.
I actually think Jonasi loved none of the women, but the most endearing, like the romantic story, like in terms of like the most,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was the Essie story. Like for me,
Okay,
you know
fair
that
enough,
story
fair
of
enough.
we met in the village,
Then
and
we
she,
grew
I
up.
think she
Then
genuinely loved him. Like I think she's the only woman who actually loved him for who he was, because she loved him before the money.
yeah.
Also,
yeah.
remember when he gets sick and she's the one who's still making him food.
making him food,
She's-
making him
even
soup.
when he died, she's the one who washed his body.
But
So
the
I
fact that
think-
she stole her body also,
no, but the dragging of the chairs to the front of that funeral.
that was
Oscar, can you get
Yo.
your Oscar?
you know I was looking at it in the like in a literature sense.
Yeah.
To me, it was like a metaphor of
Yeah.
even in death, this babe is still in the shadows. Even in the death of this man, because he has been alive, she's in the shadows. She's not recognized as
Yeah.
a wife, as
Yeah.
because he married her after
She
he
was
married
literally
Joyce.
the sister-in-law.
Yeah. So right,
Sweet
so
sister.
even in death, she's fighting for herself
For
and
her
her
place.
daughter to have a place in this family. Like that's how I
they've
looked
never
at
had a
it.
place.
I looked at it beyond of just causing chaos of
Yeah.
dragging. You know, in my
Yeah.
head I was thinking, oh, she's
Yeah.
still trying to fight, to have a place to be seen.
Yes,
like
and
even
I
in the
think
death
even
of this
remember,
man.
even when they come to pick the body, shows that the body crying. Remember, it's I think for them. Remember, of course, the way it's a big
Yeah.
deal to be a wife. I guess even
Yeah.
on that, like to be that wife, the one that's weeping. I think Essie wanted to be like with her people. I guess who had
Yeah.
come like you guys. Actually, I had a man. He
Yeah,
has
I had
died,
a
but
man.
I had a husband.
Like I was not alone. These
Hey,
kids
by
did
the
not
way,
bring themselves.
like I had a man. He was
did
a
not-
big man. By the
I
way,
did
he
not
has
hatch
died.
eggs and the kids care.
He has died, but I had a man. And still speaking about that scene,
Yeah.
I said one of my most painful lines is when Joyce said, "I've had to fight for this. Like I've fought with you guys for this man when he was alive. I will not fight for him even when he's
When
dead.
dead.
Like no, like we are fighting up to now even for that.
That's the real definition of till death do us
But it was, I think it was so ironic in that, you know, we fight for the man when he's alive, like he's alive,
Yeah.
but also when he's dead, even in his habits and in his ways, we are still fighting for him.
You know, I don't believe in fighting for a person.
But why?
I
The
don't
only
like
thing-
if I have to pull
But why
ropes.
are you competing for?
I think
and
about maybe
fighting
me,
for a
maybe
man?
such a romantic simani.
No,
maybe
but
the lover
fighting
girl
for-
in me
But
died.
if I need to fight for you, surely then you're not mine. Why are you even putting me
Ati, oh my
in
God,
the position?
this person is not talking to me. Let me reach out. Me, I will also not talk to you. Both of us want to go to Ghostland. Let's ghost.
And you're fighting for love.
Let's
That
both go
boat,
to
I
Ghostland.
flew out. I jumped as if out and fell in the water.
Fight for
That
your person. I
fight
don't
for
have
that.
that time.
No. I can fight for you in terms of are these things you're working on that you're.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but if we are involving a third party,
And in a healthy way, honestly.
Yeah, in a
you
healthy
can never.
way. Yeah.
You see how people say never say never. This is one thing I can never do.
oh, me, I'm too
Raise
attached.
my hands to
Yeah.
fight a woman over a man.
Yeah.
Or go to a woman. I'm coming to you, woman
As
to
a
woman.
woman. But let's talk about Joyce's coming to you as a woman to woman. I love
You
the way
can't.
Joyce flung Matipa in that saloon. Nah.
Like now
But
you see,
by the way, all
you see, I
Matipas
wouldn't do
deserve
that.
that.
I wouldn't do that though.
It was too much.
Like
It
I
was
would be
too much.
hurt. I
But
think
remember
I
Matipa was calling her
wouldn't.
stupid.
I understand. Like of course it gets up, but like
But of
she's a
course,
human being.
being
She
a
has
bigger
feelings
person
and
is
everything.
fighting the urge.
Yeah, like
And
of course
your
emotions.
respect.
I wouldn't judge her for that.
Yeah.
But me
I
putting
think she
myself
just
in her
let-
shoes.
She let the emotions like flow. You know
I
when you're tired of
wouldn't.
holding things
Yeah, you're
back,
like, you know what?
Because you know
Enough
Joyce,
is enough.
Joyce began with a lot of respect for herself, by the way.
And she said,
But-
I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to do
Yeah,
this.
but I think it gets
And
to
then
a
Matiba
point-
pushed and said, you know what?
Yeah.
I can be ghetto.
And I think also fighting for a man and not like addressing him makes him feel like, so I'm not the problem.
That's the thing. Most of us women go to attack the
The
other
woman.
girl.
Go to your man. Why is your man attacked?
Like unless the woman has been maybe disrespectful to you in a way
Yeah.
that you feel like you can't take and they need to hear
Yeah.
what you have to say. But the man is the problem here.
Mhm.
You get she could
Also,
have told
you
Matipa,
entered
I
a
am married.
relationship with Jonasi. You don't know Matipa actually. For
Yeah,
me.
so I mean,
If you have any
Matipa was
issues,
in the wrong
address-
for calling the woman stupid
Of course,
because
yeah,
you
but-
don't know what she's dealing
And because
with.
Matipa also came with, and a lot of young girls in Kampala really need to pick lessons from Matipa. Like these girls think that they
You
are
think
better
they
than their
will?
wives.
You think they will?
No, me, I've had a lot of stories. Sweetie, someone will pour acid on you. You see some the Joyces we have in Uganda
Yeah.
have stooped so low.
Oh, Joyce,
We have women
wait,
hiring
acid,
people.
Acid is cartoon.
Cartoon. People are-
Witchcraft.
And they leave alone just killing. Have
And
you
people-
heard about
and people-
stories where young
yeah.
girls are getting killed because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
woman, the wife has sent people? Because remember, of course, the man you're targeting is a rich man, right? Guess what that
You
means?
know
The
what's
wife
funny?
has resource.
The women who do that, but then there are also women that are reaching out to younger women, tell them, I want you to stay there and keep this man entertained. Because you
for
being
those
there
ones,
makes our
makes our
marriage
marriage.
work. I don't know how that works. I've failed to understand it. But there are women who do that stuff. Like they
but
come to you,
I
so
can imagine,
sweetheart,
like, sweetie,
don't break
keep doing
his
what you're
heart.
doing,
Keep
eh?
doing what you're doing.
Like
And
even
I'm
boy,
like,
I got a lingerie and pia.
Njakujukugulira.
I can even.
I there are things about society that I
But
don't
I think now
understand.
those women, it's attached to reputation for sure.
Yeah, it has
Like
to be.
it's attached to.
Oh, they've also found themselves
And-
like some youngins and
But also we need to stop like gratifying, like being like the wife in public. Let's stop being comfortable with that. Like that's enough for me. Like I'm the wife in
that's all.
public, so it's enough for me
Auntie
that I am
people-
Magogo's former wife.
That time you're shaking is
No. Imagine.
Yeah, I know anyway.
Just imagine, like we are happy so long as I'm the wife that he goes with to the weddings, And
And
when
you know,
when
I'd
he
rather
reaches the
be
wedding,
alone.
he stands up and says, "My wife."
I would rather be alone, honestly. I think maybe also because I've been single for a while.
Yeah.
And I think in my head,
No, I would also rather be alone.
I think in my
I'd
head,
rather be
I've
alone.
like, do I want to get married? Absolutely. Do I want
Yeah.
to have?
But not in that
I don't
way.
say the love of my life, a man that. Okay,
Listen,
man. I
no,
feel
the
like
love of
I
your
feel like
life.
I've been so traumatized that
You now think that love is
I
too
start
far.
I start calculating it. Like, are you sure? But yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to like build with a man and have a I don't know about family, but. Because I don't know about
Yeah.
children yet. But okay, I'd like to get married
Yeah,
to a
on
man that I love. And
I've really sat in it.
that is all.
Yeah, I want 6. Yeah.
6 kids,
See, I wanted none, but
6 children.
yeah, with this man I want 6. Very tied to the person, like I told you. So,
I've gone to. I think I don't want children. I don't know. Maybe my
completely
mind will
get it.
change, but
but for me, you see,
Right
me when
now,
I didn't
no.
want children, it was attached to
who
the
I'm
man,
having.
the creature I am going to have this.
It has
still
never
attached
been.
to that.
It has always been about
Me, it
me.
is.
Am I
It is.
mentally ready to be a mother?
Yeah, of course there are also all those worries, especially now when you've grown up without a mother. I have those insecurities,
Okay, yeah.
but I think for me, I believe that having the right partner would equip me, as opposed to like the way I've grown up without having a mom. I think
Yeah.
I would make the worst single mother. Like I've
True,
understood, I've
true.
sat down and
At
I've
least you're
analyzed
aware and you know
that I
it.
would not make a good
Yeah.
single mother. I think I would thrive with like a partner who is supportive, who is like there. I would at least
So someone
try
who makes you
to-
also want to be better.
Yeah, because me, I'll probably have those shortcomings where I'm like, I don't know how to do this. My mother was never
And I feel
there.
like children
And
are too
then-
permanent for me.
And it's such a permanent
And I like
situation.
and I'm the kind of
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to unlearn, whichever,
Unlearn, like-
being an avoidant.
Yeah.
So I feel like coming home and then I'm hearing, Mommy.
Yeah.
It would
But to be honest,
piss
in
me
the toddler
off.
stage,
It would
I would,
piss-
if I can
you know
flip
what?
through the toddler stage, I would love to.
I was talking to someone
Yeah.
older than me,
Yeah.
who has been in education for a while.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
who-
and you work with children.
And you know what's funny? Most people in education go to not. It's on a scale of there's no balance. Yeah, they go to either not want children or want children.
Wanting them alone. Like,
And
either
in
they
most
love,
most
or-
cases, they don't.
But I can't see it though.
Because man, it reaches
Ooh.
3 p.m. and I'm like, I can't wait for these kids to go back to
I
their
think
homes.
it's like how I feel. You know how people casually bitching at on social media? I don't do that because I
Yeah.
work on social media.
Understand
And
you
so I get it because you're having to deal with children the
every
whole
single
day.
day.
Like that's
I'm
already your reality.
I've been a parent all
You're
my
already,
life.
And as a first
Already a parentified daughter.
By the
I'm
way,
a firstborn. I have to deal with post children. Like
Yeah.
a child will confide in
Yeah.
you with something, and it's like, I wish I could give you
And
the
then
solutions
also,
because I'm also
I feel
trying
like with that
learning
kind of
stuff.
character, because you care so much, it also probably plays a part because you're like, now me, I can't. Now that's also because I struggled with because I was like, me, I'm not okay with being just a mom who will be chill and guns.
Yeah.
I will actually care too much. And
Yeah.
my bigger worry was when I become a mom, I will care so much that it will break my heart.
You have to prepare for it to break your heart. From what I've seen,
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't have anything against children.
Yeah.
I love children, but
Yeah.
from afar when they are returnable to their owners.
Right?
Not,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes when carrying children, I'm
Yeah,
like, they're so adorable, they don't deserve to be in this shitty world.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I always think. Like,
Right.
with everything that's happening.
Like, what's his name?
Ah,
Kazi what?
Kazimolo, the baby.
That baby
And
is
the
the only
twins.
person. And the twins, thank you.
Like, they're just there on
They are
veg, man.
innocent, cute babies that are just there. Like,
So I
imagine
think about that stuff, like
finding out that Jonasi is your dad.
bringing a child into this world. Man,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem being an auntie though. So when you decide to bring your 6 babies,
Sweetie.
gladly.
Oh,
I'll be those aunties who take their kids to play and then return them back.
Yeah, return to
Yeah,
sender.
return to sender.
Yeah,
Return
yeah.
to sender. If you could give one piece of advice to each wife, what would it be?
Ooh, Essie, love yourself. I would start there.
Clack it.
I think Essie needs to love herself. Like, even just from the beginning, you can see that there's a way that she feels like she's not worthy of being Jonasi.
Yeah.
Even from the beginning when she's young, remember when he's messing around with the other girls in the back
Yeah.
and she's a G. But Essie is a G. Essie will
She's a
hold you
home
through
girl.
thick and I never be, do not be that G for a man. Like, By the
Because
time
you
a man is
will
comfortable
suffer.
to do that,
If
can
a,
you
no, but
imagine?
if a man knows that you're willing to suffer, he will put you through.
Yeah.
It. You will suffer.
And I feel like with Essie, she probably loved Jonasi for a long time, way before anything.
She loved him
ever
way too
happened.
much more than herself.
Like I think even before he even noticed and saw her like, like I thought you're just my G. One day you're also a woman.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Essie, love yourself.
Yeah. Essie, for me, it would be pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
To love yourself.
Yeah.
What was I going to add? I feel like it was there and it jumped out of my head.
Stand up for yourself.
And
Have a voice.
have actual boundaries. Most of us don't have boundaries. It reflects in our friendships. It reflects in our workspaces.
Did they
it reflects
give
in
us
our
Essie's family
relationships.
background? I wish
No,
they had, because
maybe
I know
they
it
will
has-
if it has
to
something
do
to
from
do with.
where she
I also
grew
feel
up
like
from.
the whole, you see, loving yourself is very big.
It's very broad. It's
so I also
such a
feel
broad
like
spectrum.
I feel like if
I wish
they
I'd seen the
release,
relationship with her dad.
if they release season 2,
Yes.
I would like to know what her family dynamics were for her.
Yes.
And if also anything to do with body image contributed to who she is.
Yes.
Because if we
There
look
is
at
an
all the wives,
unworthiness.
she's the more plus size and everything.
Oh my
I thought
God.
about it and I was like, is that
Oh
something to do with body
my
image?
God.
Because look at
Do you know I
Matipa,
haven't looked
look at
at-
all of them are different. Lindani, all
You know
of
me, I
them
was
have
just thinking Jonasi loves his buffet.
like, by the way, he had no type.
he really had no type.
But if you
Neither.
look at Joyce, Matipa, Lindani was not an official wife, but of course he messed around with her.
Yeah.
Look at all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then see
Essie.
Essie.
Essie feels very off.
Is
Even
it a
not
body
even the
image
body
thing?
thing.
I thought
even
about
the-
it.
Was it also the? I don't want to call it the localness.
Wala deo.
I wonder if she thought that she wasn't worthy of this new version of Jonas. Remember, Jonas is now a big boy. He's
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
in the
yeah,
league.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like he's
yeah.
a rich guy. Remember, she's from back then, the ghetto. Even the side of town that she stays at. Like I wonder,
So
and then
where-
her body. I wonder if all these things contributed.
That's why it would be
Two.
nice. Like if they do release season 2, whenever they do, it would be nice to check that angle. What were
Yeah.
the dynamics of her own
I wanna
upbringing?
see.
How does it affect her?
Yeah.
You know, because you see, because even before she gets involved with Jonasi,
Yeah.
thinking Freedom's father, I've forgotten his
Yes.
name, but she was messing around with him, and he was not exactly a good example either.
Yeah, I think he was
So
like in the gang.
I would want to
things
know.
like that.
So for Essie,
Yeah.
like I share the same perspective.
Yeah.
Love yourself and have some boundaries, girl.
I think
Have
there's a
some
lot of
boundaries.
self-love missing, because everything
Yeah.
starts with loving yourself.
Yeah.
Then you're like, maybe I should also be Joyce. Like I should be getting what Joyce gets.
For
Why
Joyce,
am I
it should have
happy
been to
here with
leave.
the breadcrumbs.
For
yes,
Joyce,
yes.
it should have
for
been to
Joyce,
leave.
leave. Like she should have left the first time.
Right.
I think for Joyce, she should have just left. Like my father is this rich. Why am I still here? If I was Joyce,
She should have, but if we go back to the conversation we already had,
Yeah.
the reputation thing.
Also, 20 years of investment.
And then in the media, people were looking up to her because of it.
of her marriage.
So you see,
she was not even just
high
any
expectations.
influencer.
Exactly,
A
high
good
expectations.
marriage
You're
influencer.
putting yourself. I actually feel women need to get into their marriages and not
Yeah.
try to portray them as perfect, because then you're
perfect.
giving people very high expectations of you,
Interesting.
which is unhealthy for you.
Interesting.
You
Yeah,
get.
Yeah. Actually.
And men rarely do that.
Actually, for
Do you know? Men rarely do that.
you know, for Joyce, I would actually tell her, coming from a space where we are creating as well.
Yeah.
Like your life and the brand, it's not the same thing. Like stop
Two different
mixing
people.
those two things up. I think because she felt like they were so tied together. Because at the beginning, she even wanted the divorce. So I know she could have loved Jonasi, but I don't think it was enough to not see all these
Yeah.
things he was doing. But for the greater good of the reputation of the Gomorrah family, and the Gomorrahs,
Also, the significance of calling him Gomorrah just reminded me of Sodom,
Sodom
and
and
Gomorrah.
Gomorrah.
The Bible.
I saw someone talking about it.
And I was like,
did
I
we
bet-
notice
like that was the first
his
connection.
name was Gomorrah? Guys.
Okay, there's Matipa. Which advice would I give Matipa?
Oh, find your own thing, girl. Go and plant your own plant. Like find your own
Yeah.
flower, or because I think that Matipa has like, I'm going to say selfish. I think it's a selfishness for me when I find that you want to come, like I said, just reap what people
But you
have been
didn't sow it.
sowing, and like she's too lazy again. Laziness. To what?
But I like the
To
fact
put
that
in the work.
I like the fact. Okay, I mean it was her after being beaten by Jonasi. I hate that she waited till
I
then.
can't be. She was too pretty to
But
be beaten
right,
by that man.
as
Too
like
beautiful.
as like you know what? I can't believe that
Yeah.
you waited till then. But then I'm glad that when it happened, you moved.
You moved. Yeah, the one thing I love
Like,
about Matipa is that she
could have kept that selfishness.
and she came back with a fine man to the funeral. Which she should have
giving
just
Ella.
done from the beginning.
giving Ella.
It's giving Ella. But like, yo, I feel like Matipa, first of all, should have never gotten pregnant for Jonasi. Like when you come through as a
Like, if you're
slave
going
queen,
to be,
as a
don't
do
put
not,
yourself in harm's
do
way.
not be the wife, because when you
get?
become the wife, you will find another you.
You get.
Do you get?
Let's see which other one
So
is left.
she should have kept her cool, whatever
Yeah.
it was, done her thing, and no permanent ties, please.
But also,
So,
shout out
yeah.
to Joyce for planting someone with HIV to infect her husband.
But you see me actually. Remember, Joyce had tried to kill him with the gun earlier.
No,
So-
poison.
and
Was
then
it
the
that?
poison, yeah, the
Whatever,
cleaner.
yeah.
So me, I thought actually she had child. Until
You know that, is it a quotation? I don't know. It's a quote,
Yeah.
I think. A quotation. Now I'm thinking about
Quotation like
essays.
money?
No.
Oh.
You see now how we are
Now
thinking-
me, I'm in
you're
work,
thinking
work.
money. Me, I'm thinking quotation, literature, essay. No, like, I
We
think
are
it's a
really too
quote.
deep into this adulting.
What's the thing? Hell has no fury like a woman's scorn. Something like that.
oh,
Let
yeah,
me
yeah.
tell you.
Like
You see
because
how
it's
how
gradual.
Joyce got to a point and just decided, let me leave this man. Fear a woman who keeps quiet.
fear woman, by the way. The way she just withdrew. Fear.
If a woman is still talking and hey, you see,
She
you
still
know,
cares.
she
There's
still
still
cares.
something.
When she says, I am done.
Because I think now looking at Joyce, me right now I'm looking at myself. If I invested 20 years in a man,
Yeah, just leave, man.
no,
I
know,
don't
by the way,
have a
it's easier.
vengeance
I think when we
thing.
sit down,
Or maybe I haven't reached that level yet.
Eh,
But as from the
but brother,
experiences
things
I've
that man
had,
did to her.
yeah, I feel like from the
Gonorrhea,
experiences,
you brought gonorrhea
let me
to
tell
my
you,
home.
for me, if
Incurable
I was
disease.
if I was in Joyce's shoes,
Yeah.
and the first time I found out,
Yeah,
I would
I would
go
have
back
laid
home.
my. I think she should have first of all been very serious about her boundaries. Let him know what's not gonna happen.
Jonas is the
Which he
kind of man
wouldn't
that will
have.
still break your boundaries.
Aunt, but she
Me,
didn't even
I
put
would
any.
have left.
But she didn't even put.
Auntie, that's my thing. Like me, I'm a lover and a liver in the same way.
I love you and I live.
I would leave. I would
Yeah.
get to a point and just say, I don't think I would wait
Yeah.
for all of those things. I think you're going to beat me. I'm going back home to my father's house.
Okay, but I think with Joyce, just because living and well, it is so easy to talk about living, but I think
I know it's
of
difficult.
course, past the
It's difficult.
reputation. Also, we don't credit how much Jonasi was good at this manipulation game. You know, even when he was cheating, he still made her feel like she was the
Reminds
one.
me of the scene of when he wasn't celebrated and the cake, when he's poking the cake.
And then he puts it on the. That's my favorite
And then he,
scene, by
like,
the way.
you know,
That's my favorite
I was like,
scene.
this
'Cause that's the
is
real
the
Jonasi.
climb. Yes,
That's
of-
the real him.
He finds something perfect and he destroys it. He
And
spoils
he
it.
will
He
eat
stains it. He
Whether
taints
it's clean
it.
or dirty, he will still eat it because guess what? He doesn't mind eating off the floor. So what does that say about the women in Go!
If he's eating off the floor, they're also eating off the floor with him. I looked at that
It really
scene, I was
scared
like,
me.
this
Yeah.
is literally me in a
Yeah.
literature class. Literature
Yeah.
and sociology at once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo.
And I think also we forget how much Jonasi has no self-love as well.
He has none.
Because
I would want to know what his family
he
dynamics
is
are too.
literally, yes, I really, really want to know what his family done because Jonasi is a leech. He's an energy leech.
And I feel like men's is going to be worse.
Oof, trust me.
Men's
the men's
is
that's
going
coming
to
for
be
us.
worse.
I feel like his birthday is the perfect depiction of just us seeing how much. By the way, we think Jonasi had the power, but these women had the power because he
Yeah.
was just feeding off
Of
their
their
energy.
power.
You can
That's
see
what
on
a
his
narcissist
birthday.
does.
That's
They
what
feed
because
off
they don't
you.
have any of their own.
Yeah, they
so they're
don't.
just
They are
sucking and
cowards.
sucking. You'd see he would go to SC for the nice food and the nice meal and the one, and then he would,
Yeah, but
and
that's
we see
birthday
him on
man.
his birthday, the round that he did, and then him
Like-
realizing like, hey, there's actually no one who's going
Who cares
to
about
stand your
me?
bullshit today.
And the fact that that cake thing, it actually scared me.
Me too.
I was like,
And
then
that's the
I
real
thought
him.
from like psychoanalyzing his behavior. Then I thought from the art perspective, how did he prepare his mind to portray this particular scene? Like,
Yeah.
what did he take?
Yeah.
How did
but
he
also,
get into
hands
it?
down, I think Jonas is the best actor on that show.
I couldn't
Hands down.
all the South African actors I've seen.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine like what's the guy that acted in Fetal Seduction? Tapelo Mokowena.
Never finished it, guys.
I
I've
watched
never
it
finished
and
that
it also
show.
annoyed because it was just
Never
unnecessary
finished
last.
that
But
show. I've never finished
um,
it. Yeah.
so yeah,
I
it
think
goes
he
to show
did
you
such a
that you know
good
being an artist, being someone that
Yeah.
creates, you have to get out of certain comforts. You have to be
Yeah.
comfortable with uncomfortable for you to
Also,
create.
if we're still on Jonasi,
Yeah.
in my whole life, I don't think I'd ever. I really hope we are shooting.
I hope so too.
Meanwhile- Yeah, we're now on 10%.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so in my whole life, I feel like I don't think I'd ever really understood. You know, when we talk about men's lust being over, it has no self-control.
Yeah.
there's a way this guy really showed what, like you would see the way he would look at a woman, like the way he would.
The first time we looked at
react
Lindani, when
like,
the kids
when she's
posted.
yeah.
Next question:
I
can healing happen without accountability? No.
No, it's very hard.
No.
Very hard. It's very
How
hard.
do you heal when
It's
you
very
don't
hard.
know how you've contributed to your own problems?
Yeah, because then you just keep doing the same thing.
That's where Ampume beats all of them.
Oh, I love
Because for her,
Mpume.
she said, I'm going to forgive my father, not
Yeah.
for him, but for me.
For me.
I'm aware
Because
that
I'll
this has
let
happened
myself be free.
and I need to release
Yeah.
it. Which wasn't Menzi, because Menzi just decided, I'm going to
absorb
carry
all
it
that
on.
darkness. I think Menzi, and
Like, his
Menzi
eyes
starts
would
off as
get
such a sweet boy.
I worry that he's going to be
That
worse. Because you
transformation
see,
scares me.
the father, yes, he has money and
We
all
hope
of
he
those
doesn't
things.
have HIV as
But
well.
from Lindani, girl. But I feel like the father weaponizes sex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
For him, his love is through sex. It even sounds wrong saying
It
it,
even
but
sounds wrong. And it's
but
not
the
even
boy-
romantic sex.
but
as
the
if-
boy wanted validation,
Yeah.
and because the dad pushed him to be, already they portray him as a weak boy, so they have to give him this toxic masculinity thing of you have to step up, you have to
Yeah.
talk to the girls this way and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. So they push him into getting into work, and in his head, money is what gets the girl.
Yeah,
You
because
get.
now the dad has shown him that when you have money, you can
You
even
can
get
get
someone
anything.
else's partner.
You
Like,
get.
you know, and
So
you
that's
have
how
limits.
that scene when he tells, when he's trying
the
to talk.
barbecue?
No. I think at the bar, that bar they used to go to a lot.
Yeah.
When he's talking to Lindani and then he's telling her, I have everything, isn't that all you wanted? And he's like talking down on her and he's being very aggressive and stuff. And I'm like, oopsie, he's gonna be.
becoming
And then
sad.
Joy's telling him, I think, was it on his deathbed or something? My son will never be you. And they're showing us Mandem is in some
Also, the look on his
Backshots.
face when he's getting his
with Lindani.
I don't know how Lindani could accept, but I think Lindani is also dumb for it. I think she
You know,
thinks she's trying
she
to
could have
stay.
actually, she could
Lindani
have
had a way
decided.
out. She could have been his girlfriend.
She
They
could have
been
gone with
happy.
Menzi, and you know, because the
But
guy
of course,
Menzi
remember,
Bambi
she's
loved
been
her as
conditioned
if,
to want
yeah.
money, and Menzi was not looking like money.
And
Jonasi was.
you know, when they're talking about that I think it's in the earlier episodes,
Yeah.
when she has that card, I think was it a song or whatever that had bopals,
Yeah.
and then she's telling the girls, as long as you can get to keep your man, you know, the sex and da. So it goes back to that thing of she was conditioned that sex
she's
keeps
been
a man.
told, like, again, show them your boobs.
Show
them,
like if a
keep
man
them.
gets a piece of you, they will stay. Yet she was there getting a miscarriage at a young age.
That was painful though to watch.
And for her, she didn't even acknowledge that she had to go through that. She just
Yeah.
went to, let me first torture this. I appreciate about torturing a man though.
That was nice though. It was not enough,
Like,
but it was a bit of
and then she
lashes
brought him back,
delivered.
like, I've done my job. Start
And
from
still,
there. Yo.
and still, that's not her fault. Remember, that's Joyce's work. Joyce
Yeah.
is the one who got us here.
Yeah.
And his pride, of course, because he refused to take the ARVs. We thank God for a prideful man.
Now, that also brings me to, I
Yeah.
think, I've not read the book, but I think the time
Me
the book
too.
was written,
2012. The book was actually written in 2012.
really,
Yep.
yeah, but also the times before that,
Yeah.
there was always high stigmatization people with HIV. I mean, even up to now, it's still
Yeah.
there. So that
Yeah.
whole thing of him refusing to take drugs
Yeah.
was him trying to show, like, you know what, people didn't believe that it was actually a serious thing. And then he resorted to drinking herbs. Mbutu,
And also
he wanted
that, you know,
steam-
that
he
African
wanted steam-
pride
he wanted
of I am
steam out
bigger.
HIV.
That-
Man, they thought it was flu. He's like, I'll
Oh,
steam out
COVID.
this virus.
Yeah.
Ayo.
I think it's also just his pride in thinking,
Yeah.
like, you know what, I have all this money. I'm bigger than this disease. Like,
HIV will remind you that you're not bigger than
like
the
health.
program.
No, health.
Yeah.
No.
Health will remind
Health.
you that you're not bigger than
You're
the
not bigger
program.
than anyone here. So,
Let's
yeah.
see. So we've really we've tried our best to dissect or give our opinions on about what we think about most of the characters, what we felt was relevant to society, understanding the dynamics of family dysfunction, because I feel like The Polygamist shows you what family dysfunction looks like, how it affects the children, who is the victim, who is the enabler, who's the problem, who needs healing, because I think everyone needs healing, everyone.
Yeah.
I think even Kazimulo might need healing. Even the twins.
Kazimulo is
they
probably
might,
worse.
Yeah, they might need healing even before they go.
Yeah.
We're gonna move
Yeah.
to what we've called the hard truths. So
Yeah.
it's a statement and then a dot. So you add to the
I
dot.
love
Yeah.
this segment. Yeah.
So the first hard truth is the hardest truth this show exposed is dash.
The hardest truth this show exposed is that Jonasi is not the problem. I
I
think that's
knew
the
it.
hardest truth.
Yeah,
Yes?
I would say the same thing.
Yeah,
The
no,
hardest
it's not
truth
incomplete.
this show exposed is that women are the biggest enablers of internalized misogyny and patriarchy.
Yeah.
We are
yeah.
we are also the problem. Yeah?
Yeah.
And I think for me it's going to be two hardest truths. It's the fact that if you don't have accountability, you don't heal.
True.
So those
Oh,
two,
yeah.
those two. And most
Yeah.
cases women don't like taking accountability.
No one likes taking accountability.
Yeah, I mean even Jonasi didn't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
A child in this family probably learned dash dash dash.
A child.
A
in
child
this
in this family probably learned dash dash dash.
A child in this family probably learned that so long as they had money, they could get away with anything.
Okay. Ooh.
Menzi.
Ooh.
Clack
Yes. A
Yeah.
child in this family probably learned that survival meant thriving.
I see.
Yeah. Essie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say.
So many
Okay, even
survivors,
Sarah,
but
yes.
very few
But
thrivers.
you see, okay, Sarah, you can't entirely blame that girl. She was
Yeah.
just looking to be loved.
She's a
My
product
only-
of her circumstances.
Exactly. My only problem is that she now tried to kiss the person that was trying to be a father
Even
figure.
Mpume's boyfriend, what did Mpume do to her? Like you
Like,
said, projection.
She called it a cry for help. I said,
Yeah.
girl, you're
But
just,
like
it's your
Mpume's iPhone,
inadequacies.
why?
Like, just your inadequacies are bringing you problems. Like, you want to be
Yeah.
like Mpume so hard.
Because
Even-
you want to be his daughter so hard. Honestly,
yet-
I can't fault her.
You're right. I can't
wanting to
fault
be
her,
Mpume.
but that thing
the
of trying
actions,
to,
of course, the
thing
reaction
of trying to kiss
Yeah.
Magesh didn't make sense to me.
Also, like, look at Magesh.
Like, that's your uncle
Sarah,
even.
Come
Right.
on.
So I
And she
think-
knows. She
right,
has
she
known
knows.
from
She's
day
like,
one.
let me try.
At least
to,
if
you
it was
know-
the stepfather, you know?
Now then,
like,
that's okay.
uncle.
Still strange, but
Yeah, like,
it would make a lot more sense. I don't know, but
also-
no.
Yeah.
I think for me to be
Girl.
survival, it
Yeah.
might be looked at as thriving. Okay.
yeah.
The next one, the woman I understood the most is dash dash dash.
I would say not fully, but the most. So the woman I understood the most is Joyce.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know
Same.
what that says about me. Ooh.
Not that we're trying to be Joyce,
Yeah,
but
me, I think I've
we
had,
understand her in the sense
yeah.
of she was fighting for the illusion of the family she thought she
Yeah,
had. She was fighting to keep it. She
no,
wanted
for me,
it
I
to
can
work.
relate. Me, it's not even. I can relate. Like I think I've been in that situation where it's a relationship, that whole low sunk fallacy thing. You're trying to. You feel like you've invested so much, and then you're like,
And you,
oh my
you're
god,
not willing to take the
yeah.
loss.
And then also leaving, how hard it is to leave. Hey guys, it's hard to
I
leave.
think I tried to understand Joyce the most,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see which other woman is there.
Also, she's the only one who is in this situation out of lies and what, not by choice.
Not by choice.
Not
Yes,
by choice.
yes.
Yeah.
The others, it was by
They
choice.
came into this knowing. Lindani knew what she was stepping into.
It was by
Matipa
choice.
knew.
Yeah.
Essie knew from the start what she was getting into.
Okay.
So, yeah.
The person who needed therapy first most dash dash dash.
Kazimudo. But the babies. Like, let's start. The kids
All
need
the
a lot
children,
of therapy. Let's
all
start
the
with the
children.
youngest going up. All the kids.
But
the
Jonasi
kids.
should have been the first. Him and his
could have been
madam.
his pride can get him in.
him and the women, they created this toxic
Yeah.
environment for the
Yeah.
children.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but genuinely, who needed therapy the most? First,
Yeah.
the most. That's a hard truth, though.
Yeah.
That's
Just go
hard.
with all the children.
Okay, all the children. Menzi,
Yeah.
Sarah, Fume,
Yeah.
Haley, and
Because I
Ashley,
fear that with
Kazi.
Jonasi and it's too hard to change someone's character at 40.
When
Is
they're
he
already
45,
old.
50?
Yeah.
With
yeah.
the children, we have a chance if we come in early with
Yeah.
therapy. But with Jonasi, do we have anywhere to go with Jonasi?
Fair
Or
enough.
he's just who he is? He's just who he
But
is.
if you had to start with the children also, you'd have to
Yeah.
start with Menzi,
Menzi,
Sarah,
oof.
and Mpume because they are the older ones.
True,
And
true,
freedom.
true,
By the way,
true.
freedom is always
We always forget
forgotten.
him.
No, you see,
It's giving
that-
Essie.
you see
How
how
we
we
always
forgot
forget her in the
exactly
wives.
because you see that part when they were trying to celebrate. Is it? I don't know whose birthday it was.
Yeah.
And then he said, he told the mother, he told Essie, you've never celebrated me. You've never done anything for me. You've never bought anything. It
You know, at
was,
first I thought he
it
was a
was,
worker. I didn't think
it
was.
was,
A son.
are you serious? It was
I promise
Jonasi's
you.
birthday, the cake. And then when they told him to take a picture of Sarah,
Of
Essie,
them.
and you see they still excluded him.
Imagine.
Like
you
yes,
take a
Jonas
picture.
is not your father,
my
yes.
dad, but
but
also
why are you
thank God he's not
excluding?
my dad.
I mean, it's not like he had the best father in the first
Anyway,
place.
man.
But the fact that they kept excluding him, then he, I think, touched the cake or destroyed the cake or
And
something.
then there's a way they would like point fingers at him for being an alcoholic. Yet that's a coping mechanism from
Essie
how
was also
he's
an
grown
alcoholic.
up. Very deeply. But so imagine
Jonasi was an alcoholic.
everyone in this show.
So, like,
Yeah. Of course he's
I'm
learning from his
thank
elders.
you. That's
Where
what I
do you
was
think
saying.
I learned
Like,
it from?
most of this stuff is
Yeah.
people are surviving, but that's how they show that they're surviving. That's how they take a day
That's
at a
what they
time.
think,
But it's
yeah.
really just survival mode.
Just like society today.
No,
That's like the way we stand up and we move on. Like everything is okay.
like,
you
anyway,
go
it
to
has
work.
happened. Let's keep it moving. Anyways, the cycle ends when dash 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 dash.
I'm not sure the cycle ends because of the men's situation.
The cycle
So I
ends
will
when
say the cycle
Jonasi dies.
didn't-
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
So me, I think I'll just say the cycle didn't end. For me, it has not yet.
No, I mean,
ended.
okay, let's say there is an addition of like season 2 and the like.
Okay.
What do you think it would take for it to end?
I think a level of accountability.
It has
like
to be
we've said, a lot of
accountability and
work,
healing. Yeah.
hard work, therapy, and like trying to actively like
Yeah.
not repeat those generational chains.
Yeah. Okay, the last hard truth is love became confused with dash dash dash.
I think love became confused with
Was there any love in
was
the
there
first
any
place?
love? Was there any love?
Was there any love in the
Because
first
I wanted to
place?
say manipulation. Like I think they confused Jonasi's manipulation for love. Like the way that he strategically did things to make sure that he got, benefits
Yeah.
or got to a certain point. I think they misunderstood that. Whether it was the flowers or imagine when he rented out a whole restaurant for Lindani. That's not love. He was just trying to manipulate her.
Yeah. Jonasi
Also wanting
doing all
sex
this.
after a C-section with twins is crazy.
Your mouth can work. That thing shattered me. I was like,
Doesn't your mouth still work?
eh? Hi, Wo.
Oh.
I was in shock.
Yeah.
Then the way he always used the barbecues to lure the children and Joyce. Like that thing of, okay,
That's
now
all our
I've not been
family.
here, but now I'm here. I'm showing up.
Yeah.
You get.
Now you guys have.
Yeah. Then for Lindani, it was the materials.
Yeah.
Of course, Sarah Fash wanted recognition, and recognition comes validation. Maybe validation comes
Yeah.
reassurance.
She really just wanted to be.
First, she
Jonasi's
wanted to
daughter.
be seen. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'd say love was confused
But
with
also, she has been
validation.
hidden her whole life. Honestly,
I don't blame her.
I
don't
can see
blame
how she
her.
could want to be seen. Like,
I mean, any child wants to
She's
be
just
seen
using the wrong
and
methods.
heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, how could she have used the right methods if she saw her mother also
Using-
being given the breadcrumbs?
yeah.
If you're
Oh my
seeing that your
God.
mother is
I'm
pushed
very
at the
curious
side.
to see Sarah date someone. I want to
as
see
what it would look like.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's been nice catching up about the Polygamist.
Yeah.
Because
And if you haven't
we
watched
had-
the show, have you been under a rope?
you need to watch. You need to
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
Put that. The other was saying, I'm not going to watch it because it's too common. Blah, blah, blah. No,
Yeah.
I actually think it would be nice to watch it because it's like it's a mirror of what happens around us,
Yeah.
what happens in society.
Yeah.
Some of us, I'm lucky to not have lived as a product of a Jonasi, but I
Yeah.
also acknowledge that I have friends or
Yeah.
cousins or the like, because I was going to say siblings and I remembered I only have the ones that I know, but I only have 3 brothers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to watch it to know that, you know what, it's a mirror of what happens in our society.
In African society.
Yeah.
This is what's happening every day. Yeah. So lessons before we close off, any like for you, what lessons did you pick up? Like final lesson? that you
Accountability
pick
is
up?
very important. That's the lesson. Accountability is very
True,
important.
true.
If we are going to heal, if we are going to move forward as a whole, as a society, as a people,
Yeah.
for both men and women, accountability is important. Everyone has to be aware of their shortcomings and then put in the work to do better. Not always playing like
Yes.
the victim game and
Yeah.
blaming each other and what. And
Yeah.
also, women, we need to do better at we need to stop enabling men. Because at least this show shows
Yeah.
you that the women are, especially Essie, we
Yeah.
need
We're
to
enabling. We are really enabling and allowing
I
these
think
men.
let me see, the other lesson could be that lust is actually a big problem. People don't think it is, but
It is. It is.
It is,
This
it is,
lack of
it is.
self-control, it's a big problem.
And if you are dealing with a Jonasi, leave.
And if you're the Jonasi,
Leave. Go to hell. Die.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. But I think even me, it's the same. It's the same. I feel like as women, we have a bigger role
Yeah.
in like even the relationships where we're just like, men are trash, they've done this, but what role have you played in the man being
I mean, there are
trash
men
to
who
you?
are, there are people, I don't want to say only men, that there are
Yeah.
people you date and they genuinely are also trash.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you see this person.
And your role there is to leave.
Yeah, and to leave. The problem would
The
be
moment
if
you
you
don't
start
leave-
overcompensating for their behavior. You're like, you know
Yeah.
what? Let me just
Yeah.
let me just
And enabling
let me
it.
let me just stay. Let me just my guy. You're not
know you
God.
could go-
Only
you
God
could
can
just
work on
leave.
this person. Leave.
Yeah.
Leave.
Yeah.
Okay, I think
Alright.
that's pretty much
Yeah, I
it.
guess we're gonna leave. as
If you
well.
have anything you'd like to say about the show,
Yeah.
anything you'd like us to talk about, maybe you can throw it in the comments.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
have something to say about the Polygamist and you feel like maybe we didn't touch it, or we touched it
Yeah.
but we didn't like
this was
delve
just
deep
an
into
hour.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like we didn't delve
Yeah.
into it, and you have something to say, comments.
Yeah.
Like our stuff, share,
Please
subscribe.
share to every woman who needs to listen to this.
Or even the men, I feel like even the men need to watch it.
The men
They
even
need to
more.
see how they need to.
Yeah.
But I know some of them have watched and they're like, yeah, anyway, I do worse.
Yeah. Imagine.
I do worse. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
It's been nice catching up about the Polygamist.
Yeah.
We always forget. No, let's first say bye. We
Who
always
are we?
forget to say what our names are. My name is Bana.
And I'm Sinare and we're Lowkey Loud.
We are lucky. See you next
Yeah.
time.
We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
We always forget.